In the last session, I stopped at foot and leg protection hazards and the types. So I'll be continuing from there. 2 or 3 slides will be repeated over here. So the hazards associated with the leg and foot protection. So the first hazard is the falling objects, stepping in sharp objects. This is mostly seen in the construction industries with nails and other protruding metals. Hazardous substance, that is the chemicals, whatever it is, slipping and tripping, accumulating of static electricity. Then the types of shoes that we get is the safety shoes and safety boots. So these are the two types that we get. Now here you can see in the picture, the first two are the safety boots and the third one is the black color one is the safety shoes. Now the characteristics of the footwear for the safety shoes, the first characteristic is it should have the steel nose to protect the toes from falling objects. Steel mild soles to protect against sharp objects that are stepped on. This is optional because in general industry we don't use this. This is exclusively only for the construction industry. Anti-slip soles, these are common for both the construction industry and for the general industry. Now here I have just shown you what are the codes that ASTM uses for the label. As I've told that for the electrician, the safety shoe is entirely a different one. And if omega is present on the safety shoe as a symbol, then it means it is specially designed for the electrician. If it doesn't have this particular sole, that means it is a general safety shoe. And most of you should avoid that because it can, it can take up the charge in case of arc flash or arc blast. Then coming to the body protection. Now the body protection, what are the hazards for this? The first one is contamination. This contamination you can see from different chemical and biological agents. Hazardous substance, the same thing. Then other physical hazards can be heat, cold, rain, or poor visibility. Now, what is this poor visibility? Can anyone guess? What is this poor visibility for body protection? Can anyone guess?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
बोले सर अगर बराबर लाइटिंग बराबर नहीं होगा तो फिर सर हमारा बॉडी किसी दूसरे ऑब्जेक्ट के ऊपर टच हो सकता है सर, कोई इंजुरीड हो सकता है।
थोड़ा बहुत ठीक है, लेकिन एक्चुअली हियर सी in 19 and 2010 11 that time most of workers, they were not having the reflective vest or the in construction industry we didn't have the dress with the reflective strips on our dresses. So when people were walking, to their homes in lines and all, most of the accident has happened where some of the employees had died because of the crush injury from the vehicles. So this, as I have told, that if it has reflective bands on the PBA, your dress, it gives additional information to the people, especially the traffic people who are going on the roads, that people are walking if it is dark nights. So that is one of the reason why we increase the visibility by using safety vests.
Okay, sir.
Then here, this is the dress used for the arc flash. If a person is working on high voltage, this is the must dress. And this dress has, yes, and this dress has rating. So here the arc flash ratings are of different categories. So you can see category 1, 2, 3, and 4. For arc flash ratings, if you want to go for higher voltage and if the energy that may be released is more than or equal to 40 kilocalories per centimeter square, then you need to use for such person as category 4 type of dress. If not ordinary dress for LT lines, you can use category 1. Then here, fall protection hazards and type. So most of us are well aware of these hazards. When working at heights and no other protection is present, that means the first line. What is the first line of defense working for the people who are working at the height? What is the first line of defense?
Safety harness.
Any other answer? What is the first line of defense if a person is working at height?
Safety jacket.
No.
Safety belt. Safety belts.
Sir,
See,
वो
safety.
रेलिंग सर, रेलिंग
Yeah,
सर.
yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Scaffoldings. Scaffoldings.
Yes, on the scaffolding, you should have the railings, top rail, mid rail, and the toe board. That is the first line of defense. Then you have, if that is not present, then you can go for safety harness. But remember one thing, guys, please never answer safety belts because worldwide safety belts are no more used except for some places. But legally, there is no more safety belt. It is safety harness. So don't use the word safety belt here. It gives the wrong meaning. Now here, the edge protection is by the railing. And the types of the harnesses you can use is for the positioning system. So different types of safety harness are there for different types of works. For positioning system, you have the general harness along with the D-rings on the waist. So that is for extra given for the positioning. Reasonable, comfortable in working position. Fall protection and fall arrest. Keep drop short and dampen shock of fall. Now, what is the difference between fall protection and fall arrest? What is the difference between fall protection and fall arrest?
Fall arrest వచ్చేసి ఉన్నట్టుండి పడిపోయినప్పుడు అరెస్ట్ అయిపోతుంది.
ఏంటండి?
ఫాల్స్ అరెస్ట్ అనేది ఒకవేళ 2 meters అట్లా ఉంటారు సార్ హైట్ లో. ఒకవేళ స్లిప్ అయితే అక్కడనే అరెస్ట్ అయిపోతారు సార్. ఒక అక్కడనే అరెస్ట్ అయిపోతారు.
ఫాల్ ప్రొటెక్షన్
అంత
నెట్ బెడ్ వాడతారు కదా సార్ ప్రొటెక్షన్.
See, fall protection is your safety harness. Okay, and fall arrest system is the rope grab system or your inertia reel. Inertia reel is just
सर
yes.
टावर क्रेन में फॉल अरेस्टर यूज होता है.
कहाँ पर?
टावर क्रेन में अगर जिस टाइम केबिन में ऊपर जाता है तो फॉल अरेस्टर यूज किया जाता है.
हाँ, वही बोल रहा हूँ ना. फॉल अरेस्ट सिस्टम जो है, जो रोप ग्रैबर टाइप का है. जैसे आप जैसे कार का जो सीट बेल्ट सिस्टम है,
ऑटोमेटिक फॉल लॉक हो जाएगा.
ऑटोमेटिक लॉक हो जाता है. द सेम थिंग हियर. See, the arrest, fall arrest system you have, it is just like your car seat belt. The moment you give a jerk onto the seat belt, it locks up. That is what it is, arresting the movement. The same thing is applied here. The moment anyone falls from there, it arrests. That can be from a rope grabber or it can be from an inertia reel. Two types of systems we use here, depending upon the situation. If you have a vertical lifeline, then you can use rope grab. If you don't want to use lifeline, then you can use the inertia reel. Now, fall protection hazards after falling. Hazard restrict blood circulation to a lower body, loss of consciousness, possible death within 10 to 20 minutes. Then what are the measures that you can take to reduce this hazard? Reduce the blood pressure to the legs by continuously moving the leg and pulling oneself up to the lifeline. Now see, even if a person is wearing a safety harness, there is possibility that even if he's wearing and if he falls, there is possibility that he may die. The reason here what we see he is telling is, if the person falls and if he does not don the what you call safety harness properly, then suspension trauma may be more and because of that he may die. As he says here, the blood circulation may be stopped. So what a person should do, he should move and he should have gap of the leg strap enough that the blood flow is onto his legs and other parts of the body. So always keep in mind this suspension trauma is very important for a person who is falling. That is why we have, if we have seen the what you call this safety harness, if it does not have the shock absorber, the suspension trauma is more. If we have shock absorber onto the lanyard, that reduces the suspension trauma onto the person. Now, important, work with two people, call for help. This is what we say. Work with two people is called buddy system. So, never see that we don't allow working at alone. Alone system is not allowed. That means for high risk job, at least two people should be there. If if for one person something happens, then the other person can assist him or he can call for a help. This is what we say, work with two people or buddy system. Then fall protection instructions. Inspect at least once a year after fall, after arresting the fall. That means this is what we have the checklist for HSC person, that he inspects the PPEs at least. Here he says for 1 year, but usually in industry we have a practice that we inspect at least once in a quarter. And for every quarter you have a color code. If that is missing, then we do say that the PP is not to be used. The lifelines may not be dirty. Now here the lifelines, whatever you are using, that should be clean. Now what is the lifelines that can be used? What are the lifelines that can be used?
Poly, my dear.
What?
Poly, my dear.
I didn't get you. Now lifeline, what are the things that it can be used?
हेलो
Yes.
हाँ सर, वो जहाँ पे आसपास में नज़दीक में कोई एंकर करने का होल्ड करने का कोई स्ट्रक्चर मौजूद नहीं होता है, अगर वो नहीं है तो हम लाइफ लाइन यूज कर सकते हैं। तो
हाँ,
एक कोने
वही
से
क्या
दूसरे
चीज
कोने
से
में
बना रहता है लाइफलाइन?
जी जी जी
क्या चीज से बना रहता है?
लाइफ लाइन सर, रोप रोप लाइफ लाइन होता है सर,
नाइलॉन रोप।
विच रोप?
मोनाली रोप
Yes.
होता है सर, वो स्टैंडर्ड है।
नहीं, मनाली रोप सीड, मनाली रोप is not used.
नाइलॉन रोप सर, नाइलॉन रोप।
Yeah, nylon rope it can be, or it can be your wire ropes. Manali ropes are not in coconut Manali ropes are no more used. Always be careful with the lifeline. It should be wire rope minimum of 8 to 10 mm, or if it is nylon rope, it should be 12 mm. Now
12
this
60 mm. No, 12.
see 16 minimum I told
Okay.
minimum. Now this nylon rope is of two types. One is static and other is dynamic. Okay. So when you are selecting the lifelines with nylon, check what is the property of that. Then store fault dampeners and safety harness in a dry and clean location. The safety harness must fit properly and be adjusted to the wearer. Be careful whenever a person uses this particular safety harness. The leg strap, be very careful with the leg strap. When you put the leg strap, see that the difference between the leg strap and his thigh should not be more than 1 finger. Then check the harness before use for the wear and frayed ends. So now this is the inertia reel what I was talking about. This is the hook where you can put your lanyard, snap hook or carabiner, and once you pull this, suddenly it locks up. So whenever you are using this with an anchor point, if a person falls, immediately it locks up and the person is saved. So this is finished. Any questions in this? Any questions?
No,
Sir,
sir.
I have one question.
Yes.
You are talking about lifeline. Sir,
Yes.
if how can we calculate the load of capacity of lifeline?
See, we don't calculate the capacity of lifeline. Okay. Now, for example, I told if you are using wire rope, okay. For wire rope, what is the formula? It is 8d square. So if you are using 10 mm rope, so 10 into 10 is 100 into 8. So it comes into up to 800. So 800 kilos, that is what we are using.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
For wire ropes, the formula is 8d square, na? You can
Yes, sir.
check. No, you can check on the Google. The formula for wire ropes.
Yes, sir. 8D square, sir. 8D
Yeah,
square, sir.
it is 8d square. So what I have told is minimum of 10 mm, 8 to 10 mm. So if you are using 10 mm, so 10 into 10 is 100, into 8 is 800. So 800 kilo is their capacity. So similarly, if you have the crane, you can just go for high estimation of the wire rope that is on the crane, number of parts. So for one part, how much it comes into number of parts, it gives you the total capacity of the crane. Any other question?
Sir, same rule applied for nylon rope also?
No, it is 1/3 d square or something. I forgot the formula. For nylon, it is 1/3. It is not the same thing. Formula is different.
Okay.
Any other question?
No, sir. Thanks.
ఏమండి తెలుగు వాళ్ళు हिंदी में जितने भी हैं पार्टिसिपेंट्स, कोई क्वेश्चन है आपका?
नहीं सर, नो सर.
తెలుగు ఏమండి మీకు ఏమైనా ప్రశ్నలు ఉన్నాయా? పీపీటీ షేర్. సాయి దుర్గా గారు, I cannot share these PPTs because this is actually I should not show these PPEs because this is copyright protect that I teach in Middle East. So I cannot share this with you. You have your own institute, IIFSE. That if you want, I can show you, share the PDF or the PPT form. No issues with that. Okay, then I'll go to for first aid. See, in first aid, for your syllabus, you have two, 106. One is general first aid, and then you have for trauma, then you have for toxins. So today I'll be just taking your first aid for general. See, what is the first aid for fall accident? See, there is, you cannot
Yes, sir.
say specifically this is, if he has a shock, then you go for shock treatment. If he has injuries, then you can go for injury treatments. But specifically, you cannot say that this is, depending upon the situation, you should assess what to give and what not to give. Then, what is the aim of the course and objectives of general first aid? To meet mandatory minimum standards of competency in elementary first aid. By the end of this course, delegates will be able to take immediate action upon encountering an accident or a medical emergency. So here in the course, you have, at the end of this course, participants should be able to explain or demonstrate how to assess the collapsed victim, how to perform chest compression and rescue breathing, body structure and functions, how to place an unconscious breathing victim in recovery position, how to stop external bleeding, what immediate actions to do with burn wounds, and what to do after chemical contacts. So these are the things that we are going to see in this first aid. Now, learning outcomes. What are the learning outcomes? Raising the alarm, assessment of the accident, own hazard, unconsciousness, respiratory arrest, cardiac arrest, severe bleeding, rescue of casualty. So I would like to ask before I start this session. Now, how many of you can guess what are the symbols of first aid? Is there any common symbol, or there are different types of symbol for first aid? Can anyone guess?
I think it is the common symbol, this +1.
Yeah, which color?
Red symbol, sir.
Green and white.
Green and white. Okay, then.
Somewhere I have seen some red color or something like
Red
that.
and white. Red
Yeah,
is
red
red
and
color,
white,
sir.
you mean to say. Then, any other guess?
Sir, green for save.
What?
हेलो
Yes, yes.
हाँ सर, वो जो ग्रीन हरा है वो सेव है, सेव की इंडिकेट करता है ग्रीन को.
Okay. Okay, well, let us see. I'll show you all those now. No, there is no common symbol. I'll show you why it is not. Now, this is for ISO. ISO standards. I'll show you in the coming slides. See, these are the first aid symbols. What you have told is this. Okay, Red Cross, what we say, Red Cross with white background. This is
White.
okay, what you have told. In Middle East, all the Muslim countries, you have this. This is called Red Crescent. This is diamond, red diamond. This is for St. John ambulance. This most of the doctors, both of these are they are using now. Okay. So these are some of the symbols. Now this symbol you have seen with a snake. Now this is called rod of Asclepius. It is called rod of Asclepius. It is a symbol of staff with a snake twisted around it. So in most of the medical practitioners you might have seen on their boards. Now this comes from the Greek mythology. Asclepius is the Greek god of medicine and healing. Same in the Indian system, what you have the Dhanvantari. So even these Greeks have their gods depending on his mythological theory. They have taken out this. Now the second one is Caduceus. So this is most prominent symbol that you can see in India with the doctors. So this Caduceus is two snake coiled around a staff. It is used mostly as a medical symbol as well as for the first aid. But literally speaking, this symbol does not stand correct. Now you just Google afterwards why I told this, but most of the doctors use this particular symbol. But medically, this symbol does not fit for first aid or for the medical science. So now coming to the first aid boxes. How many types of first aid box there can be?
Hello.
How many types of first aid box?
3 types, sir.
Yes.
Type A, type B, type C.
Type A, type B, type C. Yeah, type A for?
Type A for 1 to 25 manpower.
Type B?
Type B 25 to 50.
So depending upon the number of people you are categorizing into type 1, type 2 and type 3.
Okay, sir.
Is it right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's see how much your answer is right. Okay. See, first aid box, class A. This is also type A, high risk and low risk. There are two types. Okay, high risk and low risk type of first aid boxes. Now we are going to see depending upon the class. Class A is first aid. It is intended to treat common minor injuries, including burns, cuts, splinters and sting. This makes them for ideal for workplace. That is for not for major injuries. So for office, schools and other places, type A is very good. Then coming for the type, see this is the type A type of first aid box where you have minimum things, not maximum. Then coming to the class B. Class B is for higher risk work environments where the injuries are more common, like life-threatening injuries are mere likely. Class B contains medical supplies above beyond class A, such as padded splint or tourniquet. These first aid kits are typically found in factories, warehouse, or construction sites. So this is class B type. So types of first aid kits. In addition to the first major, what we have told class A and class B. Class A is for low risk jobs like offices and schools. Type B is for high risk jobs for construction and factories. Now there are other 4 general types of first aid kits that we can call into. The type of first aid depends primarily on the durability and portability of the kit. So this type what we are going to see, it depends upon the durability and portability of the kit. So types of first aid kits different for different environments, can be more or less harsh for the equipment. As such, first aid kits, for instance, a first aid kit is much more likely to be damaged in a construction site than in a traditional office. So here the 4 basic types. Type 1 is designed for indoor use, and this is not portable. So the property of type 1 is it is for indoor use. Okay, and it is not portable type. Then your type 2 is designed for indoor use, but where this is a portable type of first aid box.
Duty enter. Half.
So here type 3 is where risk of damage due to environmental factors is there. This is water resistant and can be mounted onto the wall. So type 4, it is built for harsher environments. The risk for damage due to environmental factor is significant and fully portable. So one of the participants was talking in terms of number of people. I think that is classification based on Indian construction site or factories. But this is as per international what we use overseas. So before I go, I'll just have brush up of different types of human system, because without knowing what the human system is in brief, I don't think it is possible for any first aider to take part in first aid. So here, this is general human skeleton. Now, how many bones are there? How many
206.
bones?
206.
206. And muscles?
Six 30.
How many?
639.
639. See, some books say 639. If you Google 639, 640, 650. So from 630 to 650, different books gives different type of information. But you can take 630 as standard. So nervous system. The brain is the main thing. The brain is controlling all your nerves and other parts of the body. So the human anatomy, the complete description of different type, what you call the parts of the body. Then coming to the heart, the blood flow system, you have both high pressure and low pressure in the heart. One area is high pressure and the other is the low pressure. So in the circulatory system, can anyone guess what are the at least 2 or 3 parts where you can feel the heart rate? Where you can feel the heart rates?
72 per minute.
Yes?
72 per minute.
No, where you can feel on the body?
Vein.
Vein.
And wrist, or that's the guy has written the wrist, or the you can say the palm, the vein that crossing across that.
On neck.
See, vein, if you put finger, you will never get blood, what you call the pulse. The pulse can be felt only on the arteries, not on the veins. The reason is from heart, arteries supply the body to the muscles, whereas the veins take up the blood from muscles to the heart. Okay. So in veins, you will never feel. It is only from the arteries, not the veins. So just below the thumb, you have one. Then someone has told near the neck. Okay, then wrist and neck. Then any other part of the body? You have other.
when the heart is pumping.
ఏంటండి?
చెస్ట్ మీద అండి హార్ట్ పంప్ చేసేటప్పుడు చెస్ట్ దగ్గర తెలుస్తుంది కదండి.
అంటే అది మనం చెవి పడితే లేదా ఇది అంటే అట్లా కాదు, అంటే కౌంట్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారు అనుకోండి, ఆ హార్ట్ బీట్ అనేది మీరు ఎక్కడ ఫీల్ అవుతారు? ఒకటి రిస్క్ లో చెప్పారు, రెండోది నెక్ దగ్గర చెప్పారు. See, there are other parts of the body. One is head part above your ear. If you put, that is called temporal. On your shoulders, you have branchial. On your elbow, you have there one. On the gorins, you have one. At behind your what you call the ankles, you can feel there. So different parts of the body you have. Yeah, so someone was speaking about 72 beat. That is standard or that within the range?
Within the range, I think
within the range.
72 to 80, something I think.
Yeah, then any other answer?
It depends on
adult-
age, sir.
Yes?
It depends on age.
Yes, very right. It depends upon the age, but for a normal adult, it is from 60 to 80. Average is 72. Then blood pressure. Here is the blood pressure, you can see. The normal is 120 by 80. That is why when we go to doctor and check our blood pressures, usually for most of the people, it is 120 by 80. So the elevated is 129 and less than 80. Then high blood pressure 140 to 120, and hypersensitive is more than 180 or higher than 120. In that case, the person has to go and consult the doctor. Now, what are the first aid steps? See, actually, this topic is a practical topic. It is not a theoretical, where the participant have to take part, practically feel themselves during the explanation and practice. But since this is online, we need to go for theoretical class. So for what are the first aid steps? The first thing is danger. If you can see a danger, then you give a call. Check his response. If he responds, then check for his bleeding, shock or other injuries. Then check for response. If he is breathing, then put him in the recovery position. I'll show you what this recovery position is. And monitoring of breathing is in the slides. Then if he is not breathing, then go for CPR. See, in olden days,